as humanity, we have an amazing capacity for evil and to do evil things to one another. And so I was in a situation where I was hearing about that on a daily basis for hours and hours and hours at a time. So for me, I can't say how you should do it, but how I had to do it, because I had a lot of coming home and seeing my newborn and being like, man, God, you make us so vulnerable as children. And I had to pray a lot because I had a lot of questions to God of like, you're so powerful. How do you let bad things like this happen to innocent and vulnerable people? And I had to really learn how to wrestle with questions like that. But I had this visual when I would leave every day. And I also worked for a great boss who, when he would assign me cases, he would come in and check with me. And, on this particular case, he said, Heather, I know that you just had a little girl, and I know that I'm giving you a 7-year-old little girl who's been through this, and I'll never forget that case. She would draw me pictures, and I still have them. They mean a lot to me. They help me remember that people are strong. But I remember my boss would pray with me. When things would get really heavy, he would pray with me. He would pray with me over my faith as I was asking God some really tough questions. But when I would leave at the end of the day, I would picture those waterfalls that just look like this really tiny stream of water.
Yeah.
And you can buy them. Like they just people have them go down. It's like a rain wall almost. I would picture that being over my door of my office. And every day I would imagine turning it on, and the rain and the water would come down, and it would just wash me as I would walk through it. And everything that I had heard, all the evil and all the ugly and all the pain and trauma that I had just heard, I would leave in my office. And when I would turn around and lock my door, and I would leave the unit, I would just say, God, that stays here, and I'm gonna go home now.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go home to my little girl, where I get to help write her story, and I get to be a part of her journey. And that is something that she's never gonna have to face.
Yeah.